Hello guys, how are you doing today? This is Ultimate Admiral, Age of Sail. It's been in the Steam workshop in early access for, it seems like forever, almost. This is a game that, man, I am so passionate about this game. I made a little Let's Play series on it yesterday, but my microphone was turned off, so I'm going to start all over again from the beginning. 5 hours I sunk into this game, and it felt like minutes. In the end, the wife was like, "Are you actually coming to bed today?" I was like, "Yeah, okay, I better do." And it's a good job I did, because my microphone wasn't on, I was talking to myself, it was an absolute disaster. This game, let me just tell you straight off the bat, historically almost accurate, not really fully accurate, but it is incredibly realistic. I absolutely love the way the game's put together. The devs sent me a copy of this for review purposes, and I'm so grateful to them that they did. It's not perfect. It has a few issues, a few UI issues, and I think it lacks a bit of control, especially in the land battles, but we'll get into all that later. But on the most part, I think this is absolutely glorious. I absolutely adore this game, and it ticks so many boxes for me. So, I'm going to start with the tutorials. You've got three things. You've got naval battle, a landing operation, and a land battle. So naval battle obviously is between ships. Landing operation is when your ships, the men on your ships get into smaller boats and land on the shore. And then a land battle is you're already on the shore, you're going to have a fight. So let's jump into the naval battle. So some things are put together very realistically. So the wind behind the ship. I love sailing. I'm not a real life sailor. I'm a simulation sailor. So I forget all the terminology like every couple of weeks or whatever. And then I have to go relearn it all again. So the wind blows from certain directions, and certain ships are faster when the wind blows from a particular direction. All of that is simulated. 5th of May, 1799, during the Age of Sail, the world was much more divided than it is today. Technology transfer was uncommon, and adoption was difficult due to different systems of measures, as well as varying levels of industrial and scientific progress for each country. Before the idea of the Great Exhibition was created by Prince Albert in the 1850s, most technology exchange happened during wartime. Effectively, the British Navy was famous for its ability to study new enemy ship designs and build even better replicas in their shipyards. But replicas require an original template, so the Admiralty offered large prizes for the capture of any ship. Now, this side of things, I think it is nailed. Very much so. What happened there? I clicked the wrong button. Okay, idiot. Let me try that again. Let's go with stars. I think the ships are glorious. Enemy ahead, sir. Now, I'm just going to pause for a second. You can see this guy's already firing at us. He's got, what's he got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 cannons. I really don't like how these tutorial videos just, they flow. And they continue flowing. Because essentially, I can't sit and read it. And if I miss a bit, I'm done. I need to be able to, like, there needs to be a way to skip to the next video part, if you know what I mean. But anyway, right. The circle around the bottom of the boat, which you can only see when you hover on it, you can see I've got a circle here with a bunch of dots. Now the dots represent the active cannons. Now if I take some damage to the side of the ship, I'm going to lose some of those cannons. That's what this means here. It also shows you the front, side and rear armour. It also says the front, side and rear armour up here, so you're getting that information twice. Sail condition is in blue, armour condition is in red, hull condition is in orange. Inflicted damage, little icons pop up depending on where your cannons hit and when. And you can see that the arc here is the area by which you aim at the enemy. Now it's completely fully automated, but you can dictate as well. So let me just try this. So you can see the wind is blowing here. We've actually got really good wind, and they're kind of a, I think they call this a broad wind. So the wind is blowing deep into the ship. So what you can see, if I try and get centralized on this, is that the ship is leaning over to the side here, because the wind is hitting the sails and pushing this side down and this side up. So if we were this side of them, they wouldn't be able to shoot as far because their cannons would go into the water about here. But because they're arced over, the lift on the cannons this side gives them much greater range. Possibly not the same accuracy, but that's an entirely different conversation. So already, just in this like initial tutorial, I'm like really engaged. I'm really quite excited about the level of detail that they've gone to here. They're going to start off by trying to put some holes right in the front of their ship. Right down there on the waterline if I can. And you can see they're desperate not to let us get head on with them. The whole time we've got that option, I'm going to hold it. We're actually going to slow our ship down. Not to the point where they can turn, but the point where we can get another volley of shots off on them. And now it's going to be deep. Try and get it nice and low, right down there by the waterline. That's the plan. Doing some good damage. And if you get in nice and close, you can actually see where the damage is being isolated, exactly where I'm aiming for. Good shots, gentlemen. Now you can see he's turning again. He doesn't like what we're doing, and that's good for us. Try and put it there, right on the waterline. Now he's desperate to get that side of his ship away from us. We should be able to get a nice volley on him right here. Come on, boys, open up. So he's taking considerable damage at the front of his ship on both sides. So he's really not in a good spot right now. We've still got some decent wind to work with. I'm going to keep us there, and I'm going to slow the ship down. And we're going to hit him as hard as we can here, basically. Okay, he's on the move again. Let's try and bring our aim slightly further back so we can still see him. It's really good isolation there. Now in a perfect world, I'd like to swing around, get up his arse, and board his ship. I have to concede that may not be possible right now. We do not want to be here. This is where we don't want to be. Now he's got the advantage on us. Because we didn't have a great amount of speed to get through the turn. We're going to struggle a little bit until we get to about that angle. So he's actually now able to punish us somewhat. But we've still definitely got the advantage here. Now you can see that our range has just dropped below them. So I'm just going to slow the ship down. That increases our range again. Exponentially so. Now I can open up. Now he's dead into the wind. So he is not going anywhere. We at least have some wind. So we are capable of moving. But he is in a right spot now. And the more I turn, the more speed I'm going to gain. I can stay right on him. In fact, I'm going to try and come round the back of him here if I can. Which does mean we're going to have a period of time where we're going to be quite slow as well, but we shall do what we can. He's just coming out. He's coming out of the irons now. He's got a bit of speed to him. Perfect time for us to turn. They're in shock. You can see that from the flashing of the crew. Now our guns are not going to be trained on them here, so I need to slow the speed down. In fact, I may need to almost come to a stop here to reach them. Come on, get those shots away. Good damage, really good damage. He will not have liked that. Right, let's see if we can open the sails up. Get some speed in, and hopefully we can get through the irons and back onto the speed before he's even managed to turn. No, that's not going to happen. He's going to beat us to it. But we've got a whole side here that hasn't taken a hit yet. So I'm quite happy to go toe-to-toe with him. That's where we're going to struggle if we haven't got the speed. Still doing 10 knots. So that was a brilliant turn. Very happy. But now we're going to turn super sharp. I'm going to take up our old position here, right on the front of his boat, nice and low. And he's not going to enjoy this at all. You actually see some of the cannonballs ricochet off and come back in. Now, I doubt very much we've got the speed to turn here. We'll try it. I need to turn that quickly. We'll have a go at his arse end, maybe even the rudder. We've definitely got the speed advantage here. I'm going to turn my guns on him, drop the speed of the ship. He took an absolute pounding there. Let's start focusing on his crew. See, they're in shock. Well, they were 2 seconds ago. We've barely touched their men, but now we're focusing on their crew. Putting some grape shot in there. Again, slowing my ship down because I've got the advantage here. He is trying to get some broadside on us. We're actually close enough now that the Marines can get some shots in as well. See, they're starting to panic. Now, the only advantage they really have against us is that I want that ship. So I don't want to damage it too much. And it's sinking. Taking on water at least. Now this is a real difficult turn. If I can keep my guns trained on her the whole way through, we'll be laughing. Down to 243 men. That gives us a small advantage. They're turning really sharp. The whole time I can keep... Let's try and come around that side of them actually. The whole time I can keep my guns trained on them and start dropping their numbers, the better for us. Not sure if there's a time limit on this. We're actually hitting our rigging quite a lot. Doing quite a lot of damage, in fact. What's the wind doing here? Oh, we're dead in the water right now. We've lost our speed advantage, so we'll have to go hard rudder. Got the sails right down. Again, they're doing good damage with the grape shot. I think we're out of the worst of it. Get the sails back down. That allows us to move. I might just have to sink her because she's manoeuvring so well. Finding it difficult to get up alongside her now. I'm not sure, but it looks like this is their hull here. Looks like they're actually making efforts to repair the hull. Good for them. And good for us if we take the ship. Now, this is where we should be at our fastest. And obviously she's taking quite a lot of damage, so... Try and get up to our maximum speed. She's got a full volley on us there. Most of them missed because of our sudden increase in speed. But we're not going to get away with that very much. Most of those shots should miss or deflect. I've got to time this just right. So round about now. It's a little bit too early actually. Shaved off a bit of our speed, but not too much. Drop the speed, full broadside. Got some good damage on us that time. We've got 50 men more than they do, but they're barely moving, which is making it very difficult for me to get alongside. So I've got to match their direction, their speed, and be close enough to get the ropes across. It sounds easy. It's not. Try putting some of that grape shot on the weak spot there, where they have the least amount of protection. We got like 72 men more than they do now. We're close. But we're fast. We're too fast. That's it. We got a couple of lines on them. Across they go. And we are hauling the boats together. Now I can open my sails up, because we should match them for speed now. Continuing to slam them in the side with our grape shot. But they'll also continue to slam us. You can see their crew are starting to panic. Yeah, we're still going too fast for them, look. I'd rather be the faster ship. Can you imagine seeing this? Can you imagine being part of this? Sheer graphical violence. What are their numbers now? 168. We've got over 100 men more than they do. We're still going too fast. We're absolutely matched, but for some reason we're not. There we go. We're now boarding. The HMS Phoenix is now boarding. We've got 100 men more than they do. They're throwing lines on us. We've got lines on them. Unfortunately, you won't see that animated. That would be insanely good. You can hear the fighting going on in the background. Eventually, it'll tell us what the situation is. In terms of men numbers, I mean, we are nearly double their numbers now. More than double their numbers. Their numbers are dropping considerably. Job done. So I'm going to move George Watkins, the commander, or... didn't even get a chance to do it. So we both started with one ship, 40 guns apiece, 280 crew. We lost 13 crew members. They lost 280. And they took most of the damage as well. We saved the fleet and we eliminated the enemy fleet. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know exactly what all of these things mean, but they killed 8 of our crew, damaged 26 units of our sails, I think that means, and 1,602 damage to the side of the ship, whereas we did 2,051, only 6 damage to their sails and 152 to their crew. I really went all out to try and reduce the crew numbers there. No officer notes, and we've acclaimed 117 sea service 38-inch muskets. A sea service musket is made especially for the sailors and marines of the Royal Navy. Based on the Army's Brown Bess model, the 1738 pattern is a single-shot muzzle-loading flintlock with a .75 caliber musket, offering fair accuracy and efficiency. It does 0.33 damage. Effective range is 180 meters. Fire rate is 40. I don't know what that means exactly. One shot every 40 seconds, perhaps. Accuracy is 70. I'm assuming that's out of 100. And for close combat melee attack, it'll do 18 damage. So it's quite heavy. You whack somebody around the head with it, they're going to know all about it. So guys, hopefully that's a decent introduction to some of this game. There's an awful lot more to talk about that isn't really mentioned here, but I did try and show you a few different things there. And I'll hopefully... Well, let me know in the comments what you think. I think this game's an absolute blaster. I love it. See you in the next one. Take care. Goodbye for now.